Criminal justice reform is a mishmash of the worst ideas of our lifetime. It's the personification of the greatest lie of our lifetimes, the hoax of black victimization. And underneath all the talk about giving black people lots more free stuff when they get out of prison so they won't go back to prison again, underneath all that is the unexamined article of faith that black people are relentless victims of relentless white racism all the time, everywhere. That explains everything. That's criminal justice reform in theory. Here's what it looks like in reality.
James McDowell, a convicted murderer, will walk out of prison next month after shooting and killing a woman at this church 30 years ago. And in an exclusive interview, the victim's family tells me that they are not happy about this, and this is unacceptable.
It's just crazy to me that this guy killed someone, and this guy has got issues. And the fact that they're going to put him back out on the street is really amazing.
In an exclusive interview, Doris Gilley's son says he's disappointed now that James McDowell is about to know what freedom feels like after being locked down for 30 years. In 1987, McDowell was convicted of murdering Gilley, a wife and mother of 6.
One of the other ironic things, Tim, is that so McDowell's now 51 years old. That's how old she was when he killed her.
Gilley was leaving Gospel Center Church after counseling some teens when she was gunned down inside her car. 30 years later, Gilley's family says despite years of fighting to keep McDowell behind bars, they are now bracing for his release. Did the justice system fail your mother? Did it fail you?
Yeah, absolutely. It really is a bit of a head scratcher for me as an American citizen. Like, this guy murdered my mother.
A legal error forced the courts to change his death sentence to life. Under North Carolina Fair Sentence law, life sentences before October 1994 are eligible for parole every few years. Gilley's murder leaves a hole in the family that's grown without its matriarch. 23 grandkids, 13 great-grands, weddings and graduations she's not present for.
I've thought about my mom every day since it happened. So now I'll be thinking about him being free, plus her, every day for the rest of my life. She would have forgiven him, but if he would have known her, then there's no way that in my mind, he would have done what he did.
Scott Gilley says that he's forgiven McDowell, but he has no intention of reaching out to him or speaking with him. Now, the parole board meetings are private, so we won't know what led up to their decision on releasing McDowell. In the 1990s, early 1990s, structured sentencing law was passed by lawmakers, which now prevents convicted murderers from receiving a parole release.
We don't really have to know that much about that long, complicated explanation that guy gave about why this killer is walking out the door of that prison. Here's all we need to know. No matter what the legislature, no matter what the judges do today, how long somebody stays in prison depends on totally what judges and legislators do tomorrow. I mean, that's what we have here. This guy should never see the light of day. He's back out on the street. Everybody's shrugging their shoulders saying, wow, how did that happen? How'd the killer get back out there? That's criminal justice reform. Whose number one good thing, the only thing we could say about it for sure, good or bad, is that it doesn't make the black kids angry.